Let's catch up with 2GB radio host Michael McLaren, who we discovered last week drives a hybrid car. Michael, are you vegan as well?
No one's that extreme, Chris, at 2GB, I can assure you. No.
Yeah, you had those Garlow's pies in the pie warmer at 2GB. I remember it well. No vegan pies. Hey, tell me about Harry and Meghan and this sort of endless reality TV show where they're spilling their guts and bagging their families. Have you taken much of an interest?
No, but there's plenty of red meat there for the non-vegans, isn't there? But, I think Republicans like you, Chris, like throwing this one in just to skewer the monarchists like me. But the truth is, I think everyone should just sort of say Harry and Meghan who. They get these enormous deals, but $100 million, I wouldn't mind that, bagging on the family because they get all this free publicity. I mean, we're in the commercial game. If they want publicity, they should pay for it. We're doing the wrong thing. When you were running newspapers, Chris, I mean, this would be outrageous giving people all this coverage for free. You've got to make a quid somehow. Come on.
Oh, it's quite incredible because $100 million that's a lot of money to mug punters like us, but for them I suppose it will sustain their lifestyle for a couple of years. But would you diss your own family, your own parents and grandparents and brothers for $100 million? You can't do that for any price.
Well, I'm fortunate to say that my family, the story wouldn't be worth $10. There's no dissing to be done. $100 million, they'd want their money back. But no, I mean, on a serious note, of course you wouldn't do that. But this was raised with me yesterday by someone, and I remembered when all of the Harry and Meghan thing started, and of course they got engaged and all those beautiful images. And being the constitutional monarchist I am, I looked at the bride side and said, well, this is good for the monarchy. The whole thing, modernises it a bit, and the American connection's nice and all the rest. And many, shall I say, senior ladies phoned my program and said, this will end in tears. And I said, oh, come on, how do you know? Well, they've been around longer than me, and they were right and I was wrong. Yeah.
This often happens if you marry a B-grade actress. Let's have a look at the latest trailer.
Meg became this scapegoat for the palace, and so they would feed stories on her, whether they were true or not, to avoid other less favourable stories being printed.
You would just see it play out. Like a story about someone in the family would pop up for a minute, and they go, we've got to make that go away.
Well, there we are. You can watch Netflix if you want to get into all that. I must admit, the snippets I've seen, I haven't watched any of it on air, but I've seen some bits on various programs. And the snippets I've seen of Harry, to me, put to bed this idea that he's just his mother's son, because he shows all of the intellectual fortitude of Charles, I reckon. I reckon they're peas in a pod and they're both Fruit Loops.